What is going on, guys? It has been a minute. I am so sorry for how long it has taken for me to get back into YouTube, back into content. I got nailed with sickness after sickness after sickness through my last 3 or 4 chemo treatments. The last half of it was way worse than the first half of it, so it was literally knocking my ass out. But now I'm gonna try to sit there and stay on an upload schedule. I'm gonna upload at least once a week, if not once every other week for sure. So once every 2 weeks, there's always gonna be an upload. Stay tuned for that. And just hope you guys like this episode. This is from some stuff that I filmed a couple months back, but I wanted to kind of get you guys up to date with everything else. So I'm going to drop this video. I hope you guys like it. This was from my chemo treatment from about, I want to say about a month and a half ago. And you guys actually got me a nice little surprise if you donated money to my GoFundMe. So that's part of today's vlog. And today's vlog is going to kind of get you updated with certain things that are happening with my chemo treatments and where we're at now. And then we're going to continue every week or every other week from here on out. You guys are going to see a YouTube vlog. So put on the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, make sure you guys are following. That's a really good way to help support me and my family and provide some income during these really, really, really tough times. So thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Hope you enjoy the vlog. Hit that button. Peace. So I just want to jump right into it right away before I kind of get into some of the other more fun, exciting things I want to share with you guys in this video. But I just want to shoot to you straight, I haven't been on social media for a while. I've really had to put a pause on that for a few different reasons, selfishly, a little bit on like the personal side of things. Just social media is plagued with everything that I love, from cars to going on rallies to seeing really cool art to hanging out with friends and eating good food. And really that's like what my feed is plagued of. And it's all my friends and all my buddies, out there doing that. So sometimes it's just difficult to watch because I'm not necessarily a part of a lot of that these days. And because of my leg situation, everything, it's just made it so much more difficult to be a part of that. Even setting the cancer aside, like the leg is such a drastic change in my life on how to go about my daily activities. And I don't drive right now. We're still trying to figure that out, and how to safely drive a car, because my left leg was actually my worst leg for my spinal cord injuries prior to all this cancer stuff. And they took my right leg, my only good leg. And so we're still working on that. Working with a prosthetic is damn near impossible. The chemotherapy and the tumor on my spine is really affecting my left leg and my muscle growth and my atrophy. So I have absolutely no balance. It was really bad before, and now it's 20 times worse on my left leg. So that's a challenge in and of itself. And to go out in public with all my buddies that have cars with just 2 doors and no back seats, it's pretty tough to throw a wheelchair in the back of that and hop on in. You know what I mean? So it's changed the logistics of being able to go out and hang out with my buddies. It's changed a lot of things. And Instagram just reminds me of a lot of that. And I really just had to kind of shed it. It was putting me in a weird mental place. It was making me sad. It was making me not like jealous in any way, but just like FOMO, like literally like just missing out on fun things and missing out on what I love, just driving and getting in cars and talking with my buddies. Like that's the simple things I love, Now, it's kind of good though, in a way, the fact that like the car scenes changed so much that these parking lot things and all these, permitted events that are going on are just, they're a shit show. So it's like I'm not missing out much on that, but man, I miss the 4 to 5 to 6 cars getting together and just hanging out and going for a drive and just chilling, and then going to a restaurant and catching up. And that's really what I miss. So I had to take a break from that. And I really just had to take a break because it was just like consuming a lot of my time. Getting back to everybody, replying to all the comments takes away time from my kids and takes away time from my wife. And I'll be sitting there on the couch and doing that instead of engaging with my boys and throwing the football or doing something like that. So I'm still really working on the balance of being able to utilize content in a positive way, utilize content to still make some earnings, and then being able to still sit there and find that balance with my children, my wife, being a dad, and showing up in all those ways as well. So that's number two for having to take a break from social media. And number three, I didn't like, if I don't have the desire or the passion to do something, I'm not going to do it. That's number one Garrett rule my whole entire life. Like, if I'm not passionate about something, I'm not going to pursue it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take a chance. I'm not going to force myself to believe in an idea, or something to pursue. I need to have that drive and that passion coming down deep from within. And I just didn't have a passion for making a video or doing content or, showing pictures or even capturing pictures to share with people. It was like, and it's not even from burnout. It was really just questioning, like, why am I doing content? And what direction is this content going? And, what is my story? And what is the future? And just what is social media? And why do I do it? And I started kind of asking myself those questions to just really get aligned behind what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what's my why, when, where, and how. And answering those 4 questions to myself and just really kind of digging in a little bit deeper and taking some of that time as well to myself. And now I'm back at it. Now I've, found that reason why and how and where and when to be able to place content in my life to share with you guys and still be happy and still do what I need to do and find, again, balance. I keep saying that word. It keeps coming up, but finding that balance. And it's just so important. So, that's kind of the summary of the social media aspect of things. I do hope to try to bring you guys a video once a week. That's the goal. And, dropping those videos on a Tuesday in the morning is that goal. But that might alter, that might change, obviously. But to let you guys know the expectation of myself, that's what I want to share and bring with you guys. But man, that week comes up pretty fast. You sit there, you edit, you drop a video. The next thing you know, a few days later, boom, you got to drop it again. I give props to these guys that are out there busting their ass doing every other day vlogs or doing daily vlogs. Like, you guys don't know. It's a grind, So that's why you got to give your shout outs to Dave and Damon and them keeping up with that vlog. 2 years, daily drops. 2 years. Like, think about that. That's nuts to have the whole entire team, Jamie and everybody working together to drop those videos every single day. And it created an expectation, So that's that balance that I was talking about, right? Balance. And taking that balance into cancer update real quick with you guys. So as I kind of mentioned a little bit in my stories and just, you guys have heard me kind of refer to how many, chemo appointments I'm going to or basically how many times I've gone through this program. And this is my 6th time going through it. And your body on this regimen can only take so much, right? We all know it affects major organs. It affects a lot of different things. Your heart, your kidneys, just chemo's rough on the body. And there's a lot of different types of chemo. But this specific regimen goes all the way back to like pretty much when chemo first started. And it's very, very hard on the body. So there's a set amount of times that you can do this forever. Like, I can't do this regimen and then take a break for a few months and come back to this regimen again. This regimen is done. It's bye-bye. Hasta la vista. It's gone. Like, it's not coming back. And a little bit of that makes me sad because we've had a lot of success with this regimen. This program has allowed my tumors to shrink, like, drastically. Like, it went from a really, really big softball to something that's like the size of a baseball or even a little bit smaller. And still waiting on that confirmation from images. But from what we've seen preliminary wise, that's how much it's shrunk. and I had one on my leg right underneath my buttocks, my glutes, and that one was really big. Like, it was very uncomfortable to sit on the toilet. It hurt like crazy, and now it still hurts, but it's not affecting the way I sit on the toilet. The lump used to be bigger than the palm of my hand in my hand, grabbing it, and now it's much, much, much smaller. The one in my lungs is not, it's getting a little bit smaller, but it's not growing. That was the one we were really worried about, along with the one in my stomach. Those are the two major concern ones. And then I also have one on my spine right now, like inside of the bone, and that's really affecting my leg movement and my muscle movement on my left leg. So that's like getting and attacking the nerves along with the muscle tissue. So my left leg went from having some decent strength in it. I can get around with a walker very well. Now it's a struggle to get around with a walker, which is why I use a wheelchair so much and why wheelchairs are so important. But I'm having a lot of atrophy in my left leg. My muscle is shrinking like dramatically. And that's not good. I have no strength. I have no balance. I have my left to right balance is zero. Like, if you take the walker away from me, I can't balance. I can't stand up. That's why the prosthetic thing has been such a process. I have set up an appointment. I am going to see him next week. You guys are going to follow me along on that journey. But that's a very intimidating part of this whole procedure, is just dealing with the leg and not having a leg. And that kind of goes on to kind of my third and final point of why I've been away. Let me sip some water. I feel like I've really taken some time to start actually focusing on my leg and coming up with a game plan for my leg, and realizing how I never allowed myself the time to emotionally heal from the trauma that I went through from just chopping my leg off. You know, I had a few weeks to kind of get used to it, I guess, until I heard the news of my cancer spreading around my entire body, which just threw off everything, and immediately had to change my mindset to survival instead of worrying about walking and playing golf, and really almost selfishly set those things aside and just try to focus on my mental, so I didn't break emotionally. And it's worked. It's gotten me to where I need to now. The cancer part doesn't scare you as much. Death doesn't scare me because of my relationship with Jesus Christ. And really, I have all the strength and the power I need on that aspect of my life, right? But I've gotten very depressed on the aspect of, like, my life's never going to be the same because I live with one leg. And it's even more complicated because my left leg is, you might as well chop it off. Like, it has no use. So I'm essentially walking around with no legs, trying to figure out how to start my life. And I just recently really started to process that, and it's been heavy. And everywhere I look, I can be reminded of things where cancer is like the unknown. Not having a leg is very obvious. So it's difficult for me not like to go up and introduce myself to people. There's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of just, things that make you depressed over, maybe the way that you look. You lose your confidence. You have to learn how to be a whole new version of yourself. And it's just very, very difficult when you really start dealing with it. When I was sweeping it under the rug and I wasn't dealing with it, it didn't hit me in any way, right? I just kind of ignored it. But now that I'm trying to face my new life with one leg, it really hits me. And it really can just really bring me down and not make me want to do anything, because you just don't feel like you're like anybody else. So if I could ask for anything from you guys, it would just be prayer on that subject, and giving me my confidence back, and allowing me to find that schedule and figure out what that looks like. And there's so many people that are amputees that are thriving, that are in a much worse or similar situation than I'm in, and really just finding the courage to bridge that gap and get to that point. So, those type of prayers right now would be very, very helpful. And, I love the fact that I can even reach out to you guys and ask for prayer as we build this community, and I can feel it. I feel what it's done with the cancer, and I know it's going to help me through these other issues that I have with my leg that I'm trying to work through and process as well. So, but that's the latest, the latest and the greatest from your boy G. Stay tuned for the rest of this episode. I'm going to share the gift that you guys were able to buy for me that just threw me over the moon. Like, you have no clue how much this gift means to me and has meant to me and my family. Oh, thank you guys so much. Don't go away. I'm going to be sharing that with you guys soon. Next time you see this screen, it is going to have that surprise to you guys of what you guys bought me. Yo, what up? Just wanted to pop in and share a few things with you. Things that are just on my heart. It's really easy to put 90 seconds together or 2 minutes together on social media and put together something that is just talking about a quick update and where I'm at, where my mindset's at, and have energy and be happy. And not that any of that's fake, but that's kind of the weird fake part of social media that's hard to dissect and really understand where somebody's at as a friend or even a follower, to be able to sit there and give words of encouragement, not really knowing what's going on. So many times we hear those stories about, my gosh, I thought that person was so happy. I can't believe that this was going on in their life. And yeah, it's kind of easy to put up 30 seconds of fakeness, right? And that's where all that comes from. But it just like I'm doing this vlog, I'm doing this whole thing to try to show the realness behind these type of medical issues and going through these type of transitions in life, and how the goods and the bads and the uglies come together and form this beauty of life and what that becomes. So why not sit there and be raw and open up to you guys about what I'm going through in these situations and how these things bother me. And excuse my hiccups, I get them. There's a steroid that I take with my chemotherapy drug, and I get these hiccups. They last for like three days, and I'm sorry, it's super annoying, but there's no going around it. When I talk, it's the worst, so hopefully it doesn't last too long. But back to what I was talking about. It's nights like these and like Halloween, for instance. My kids are out trick-or-treating. I'm stuck in a hospital. And we really enjoy dressing up and going out and hanging out with friends and walking the park and going to the different haunted houses and just all the things that are fun with doing trick-or-treating for kids. And my kids absolutely love it. And I'm here not creating that memory and missing my family more than ever. And it's not the first occasion. I mean, this happens on a lot of different instances in our life, whether it's coaching football, whether it's being able to be there for my kids' games, anything that has to do with traveling or getting out of the house involves just a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of those variables can take me out of the situation. I'm just left at home. And I guess the biggest thing that does is like, I'm just lonely. And it creates this loneliness that just like, it's not a depression. It's not anything, but like, it's not even this FOMO, but it's just this loneliness of having to be isolated and being like you're not selected to go, like they did a trunk or treat just the other night where everybody goes to the church and everybody opens the back of their cars and they set it up with all these really cool themes and whatnot, and you go trunk or treating, and it's a really good way to build a community, find friends, network, do that kind of stuff with other kids from the church that you don't really hang out a lot with, and your kids may hang out with them in kids club and you get to know their parents and you're just having fun. And I get to miss out on all of that. It sucks. And a lot of times in the situation, it's like, no, we can't bring dad along. And I just, that loneliness crushes me, because right now, when all I have is time and everything's measured by time, these are the moments that I just don't want to miss. And unfortunately, I can't make it. So, how do I overcome that feeling when I'm out of control? I have no control of any of this. What's the best way for me to block out any of that from my mindset. And I guess the best thing to do is, excuse my hiccups, the best thing to do is in the moments that I can be there and I can be present and be engaged and really cherish that in the moment. And I think, and even set aside from like my cancer issues or anything else, I think this can be an easy blanket lesson for anybody that's out there. Because you may be hustling, you may be grinding, you may be having troubles at work, and you got to have a second job, a third job. You may be in all these different types of circumstances and scenarios, and you just have to keep going. And the things that you can't control, you got to let go of. And the things that you can control, if we're talking about time and spending it with our family and our kids and our friends, to be diligent about that, to be able to sit there and really be engaged when they're there, and not to be on our phones and not to have our head elsewhere thinking about work or our job or our stressors, but to truly engage and be there and be present for people. Being present is what I noticed to my kids is more valuable than me going out there and making millions of dollars to show them how you could be, successful. Being present is the most successful thing you can be, in my opinion, is being there in the moment, present, engaged, absorbing everything that's around you and feeling that. And that's your level up. And that goes into the ways of networking and communicating with people and understanding their likes and their dislikes and how to utilize that to your advantage and close that deal or build that relationship or finalize that situation that you're in, because you paid attention, because you were focused, because you were diligent in what you were trying to do. So that's kind of what I'm taking away from this as my lesson tonight. Instead of sitting here and being upset and feeling sorry for myself that I can't be out there doing Halloween trick-or-treating, haunted house type things, the other moments that I do have with my kids, I need to be there. I need to be engaged. I need to be fully locked in without any distractions, because there's going to be a lot of things in the near future that I'm just simply going to miss. I'm not going to be able to go. And I have to be able to take those, push them to the side, and hold on to the things that I was able to do and I was able to be a part of, and know that I was engaged and my kids felt my presence and my understanding of that engagement. And I think that's really the biggest takeaway from all this. But it doesn't make it hurt any less. That pain's always going to be there of missing out and not being a part of things, but it's still going to make it a little easier to deal with and a little bit more, like just less of a feeling sorry for yourself and more of an empowering reminder of that lesson that we can always learn, of being engaged and being present and being diligently there for our kids and our family and our loved ones. So thank you for that. I just want to share a little food for thought on how that came across my mind and how it affects me. And, hopefully maybe that helps somebody out on something that they're going through. But just wanted to share that with you guys. Love you guys. See you on the next slide. It is officially discharge day. I'm out of here, getting things packed up. We got Teddy, we got the laptop, we got the bag, we got the Lola blanket. Look at that view that I'm blessed with every single time I get to wake up. Not too shabby to wake up to that, but it's a lot better to see the view from home when I wake up with my kids and my wife and just being able to hug them and being around them and feel that support. So it's time to get the hell out of here. I'm going to pack everything up, and then I'm going to show you guys my surprise. I was going to bring it to you a little bit earlier and kind of do a little review here in the room, but I figured, no, I need to stretch this out a little bit longer, and you guys got to wait till I get home, get set up, and then I'll be able to show you the surprise. I've been waiting to show you guys since it's been months in the making. We've had to fight insurance. We've had to fight a whole bunch of different stuff. And if it wasn't for your donations and you guys just sharing the kindness and just the giving that you guys have provided to me and my family, we wouldn't be in a situation to have that. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to share it with you guys, and I'll see you shortly.
What up, guys? We finally made it back home. It's actually a couple of days later. That last round of chemo completely kicked my butt. I got home. I was just wiped out. I wanted to wake up and share this with you guys, but I didn't. I took a couple days. We just got back from watching a movie. I finally got out of the house a little bit, had to get some fresh air, and now I'm ready to share it with you guys. So, to kind of build it up a little bit more, because I don't have any cars to show off like buying a new car or a car build or any of that old stuff that you guys were used to with me. So let's talk about this. Does it change my life? Yes. Has it changed my life? Yes. How long have we had it for? 2 months. We purchased it completely 100% with the money that was donated to the GoFundMe. So that's been an absolute blessing. We would not ever be able to afford anything close to this if it wasn't for the donations. So thank you guys so much for everybody that donated $1 all the way up to the thousands of dollars that were donated by individuals. Thank you guys. It has literally changed my life, my family's life. But yeah, so anyways, today was great. The weather was nice. Trying to buy a little bit more time. But man, I can't wait to show you guys this. I say she. I don't know, it's like naturally, that's what it is. Just like guys call their cars she's. But anyways, 3, 2, I'm going to turn the camera around after the countdown. I'm going to show you in 5, 4, 3, 2. Bam! Look at it, man. You guys got me an electric wheelchair. This thing is absolutely freaking insane. Now, I've used scooters before where you drive in the front, you got the little basket in the front. That was an option. These electric scooters with kind of the chair and the hand throttle and stuff was definitely an option that I thought was like out of our budget. We were never going to be able to do that. And it's like completely out of our range until, of course, the donations started coming in. And after paying off some medical bills and doing a few things, there's a little bit of money left over. And we were just like, hey, we got to buy a wheelchair because, man, my wife was pushing me around in this manual chair for the past 5 months. And as much as she says she loves it because it's a little workout for her, I know it's not easy and it's difficult and it doesn't make it through all types of terrain and it's very bumpy and it's very hard and it's supposed to be made for short distances and short periods of time. But I found myself in this thing in it all the time because why? Garrett loves to go out. And now this thing has allowed me freedom. When I go out, this thing literally goes 4.5 miles an hour. But right now it's in a manual mode so I can push it around because I wanted to kind of show it off to you guys. But look at that. The back has a backpack attached to it. So look at this. You open it up. And it's the most sleek thing ever. It's the most Garrett thing ever. I could put my laptop right here. I could put my wallet right here. All the stuff that Garrett's gonna go out with for the day, he can put it literally in his backpack and have it there. When I turn this on, I kind of want it to be a highlight feature, but I almost have like this really cool race light feature right there. That white section actually lights up red every single time I turn it on. And before I turn it on, check it out, dude. It's got a seat belt if you really want to strap in. But the armrests go back. They have some leather right here that's really nice. The whole entire thing is made out of this really nice composite material that's lightweight but very strong. And it is the most comfortable chair I have ever sat in. I can literally spend hours in this chair per day and I do not have discomfort. This is a very, very, very thick foot plate. It's also steel, as you can hear, very, very durable. That was another big deciding factor on purchasing this compared to some of the other chairs available. They have this really nice basket underneath that holds everything as well for additional quick access storage. The back wheels are inflated. They actually have air stems, so it makes for a much lighter ride, like it's softer. There's more cushion. And then the front wheels are fixed hard wheels, but also thicker. And this allows me to go through a thicker terrain. So this chair is suitable for all types. I can go on grass, I can go on turf. We haven't really done sand yet. It's not good for sand. I do feel like if we wanted to go on a walking trail or something where there's not big rocks and there's small pebbles and it's like a manicured trail, it'll probably make it for sure. It'll get dusty and dirty, and I don't know what that'll do to the motor, and we don't want to see. It's a lithium battery. It's a lithium battery that you can actually pull out and then charge it into the wall, which is really cool. I'm going to power it up real quick. Very, very basic. Because it's in manual mode, it has an error. So in order, oh, look at the race light. Yeah. In order to take it out of manual mode, it's pretty easy. You just click those two things up, and now I can't push it. So it's locked, the wheels are locked. Now the only way to do it is to use the joystick. So as you could hear, it's kind of got a cool little sound. It has a perfect rotation, so it rotates on an axis. So it does basically a 360 on top of itself. So it's turning radius is what's a game changer, especially in public and in tight places. I can literally turn on a dime and not get in anybody's way. Where with the scooter, I'd have to do like a 3-point turn to turn anywhere. But dude, let's check out that race light again in the back. It's so funny that I'm so stoked on the dumbest little things. But all in all, this is a chair that comes with, I believe it's a 3-year warranty. But there it is, guys. There's what I've been waiting to share with you guys for the past 2 months. Every single time I've been ready to do this, the unveiling and film it, I've gotten deathly sick and I've had to go to the ER and the hospital, and it's just been a wild 2 months. So I'm super glad I'm finally able to share with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being able to afford me the ability to go out and purchase this thing. It's been a lifesaver. It's been a game changer. I now use this chair for the house, and I use that chair for outside when we leave the house. And it's been able to just make my life so much better and so much easier. So thank you to every single person that donated and everybody that was a part of purchasing this chair. You guys are part of my journey now on like a whole nother level. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed seeing the chair. But anyways, peace.